Ladies and gentlemen, there is a sacred force that moves when human strength fails. It's not born from willpower or intellect, but from surrender, a moment when the soul lets go and heaven steps in. This is the Gu divine healing power view, and it reveals itself not in the absence of pain, but in the middle of it. She was perfect. Or at least that's what the world saw. Her kindness lit up every room. Her dreams were big, her heart bigger. She believed in love, in purpose, in doing everything right. But then, without warning, the universe said no. The door slammed shut. The love she gave wasn't returned. The future she prayed for vanished like mist. And everything she built with faith fell to pieces at her feet. That's where divine healing begins. It doesn't always come with flashes of light or angelic voices. Often it begins in silence, in the age of unanswered prayers and the weight of unspoken grief. But that silence is not empty. It's sacred. It's where the voice of God whispers, "I see you." And when she had nothing left, no answers, no strength, no clear way forward, she did the one thing her soul remembered to do. She said, "Speak the word, Lord." At that moment was the turning point. Divine healing is not about returning to who you were. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be. It goes deeper than surface-level comfort. It reaches into the core of your being, touching wounds no one else sees, healing scars left by rejection, betrayal, disappointment, and loss. The world may have looked at her story and called it a failure. They saw a perfect girl denied by the universe. But divine power sees differently. It doesn't measure worth by outcomes. It looks at the soul and says, "Woo, this is still sacred. This is still enough." A healing came slowly at first. A breath of peace in the middle of a sleepless night, a softening of her heart when anger tried to harden it. Then came the strength to stand again, to dream again, to believe that maybe, just maybe, what felt like the end was actually a beginning. That's the beauty of divine healing power. It turns no into a not yet, rejection into a redirection, and brokenness into a rebirth of. When the universe says no, it's not always punishment. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes the no is the only way to clear space for what your soul truly needs. She wasn't just being denied, she was being guided, and in that space where everything fell apart, God was building something new. Her heartbreak became a doorway to deeper wisdom. Her tears watered the soil of future purpose, and her weakness became the exact place God's power showed up in full. Divine healing is not a one-time event. It's a process. It's not about fixing you. It's about restoring you to the truth of who you are, in chosen, loved, whole. Not because the world says so, but because heaven already did. If you're in that place today, if you've done everything right and life still crumbled beneath you, don't give up. Don't define yourself by the no. The universe may have said no, but the Creator is still saying yes. Yes to healing. Yes to hope. Yes to something better than you've imagined. And it starts now, right here, in this moment. All it takes is one prayer, one act of faith, one whisper from a weary hearting. You speak the word, Lord, and healing will begin. Not just in your body, but in your soul, your story, and your destiny. Because divine healing power doesn't just restore what was lost. It reveals who you were always meant to be. There's a kind of heartbreak that doesn't come from failure, but from doing everything right and still watching it fall apart. She was perfect, not in the shallow sense of flawlessness, but in the depth of her sincerity. She loved without fear, gave without holding back, and believed with everything she had. And yet the universe said no. The dream ended. The love didn't last. The door she prayed would open stayed shut. And in the quiet aftermath, only one thing remained to carry her forward. Faith after heartbreak held. This kind of faith doesn't wear a smile or quote easy verses. It doesn't pretend the pain isn't real. It rises instead from the ashes, from the moments when you have no choice but to believe that even this, even now, has meaning. She sat in the silence of a life she didn't choose. The plans she made had vanished. The people she counted on were gone. The love she gave with her whole heart was met with absence. The heartbreak wasn't just about loss. It was about the shattering of something sacred: trust, hope, identity. When the world says someone is perfect, we assume life will reward them. But life isn't always fair, and that's where true faith begins. Faith after heartbreak is not blind optimism. It is defiant belief. It is the soul choosing to say, "Oh, There must be more, even when everything in you wants to give up. It's that still, small voice whispering, I'm not finished yet. Oh, she remembered a phrase that had once brought comfort. Speak the word, your Lord. It came to her in the middle of a tearful night, when prayers felt like they were hitting the ceiling. She didn't ask for a miracle. She asked for presence. And in that sacred moment, healing began. Not in dramatic fashion, but in small pieces of light breaking through the cracks. Because faith after heartbreak doesn't erase the pain. It transforms it. It allows you to carry the memory without letting it crush you. It teaches you that love was never wasted, that giving your all was never a mistake. It reveals that the very breaking of your heart can become the birthplace of something eternal. Maybe the universe said no because it wasn't time, or because something greater was waiting, or because that relationship, that dream, that plan was never meant to define her. Heartbreak stripped away the illusion of control. But in that vulnerable place, she found something stronger than certainty. She found trust. Faith after heartbreak means waking up when you don't want to. It means showing up in a world that disappointed you. It means holding on to belief, not that things will go back to how they were, but that what comes next will be more aligned with who you truly are. And as days turned into weeks, her spirit began to mend. The girl who once thought perfection would protect her began to understand a deeper truth. Her strength was never in her perfection. It was in her surrender. It was in her ability to say, you even now, I believe. You may be in that same place today. You may be the one who gave everything and got nothing in return. The one whose love was real but left unreciprocated. The one who heard the universe say no and felt your faith slipping through your fingers. But don't let heartbreak have the final word. Let your pain become your teacher. Let your silence become your sanctuary. And when you have nothing else, speak the word speak the word Lord. Because faith after heartbreak is how the broken become brave. It's how the forgotten become found. And it's how the end of one story becomes the beginning of something far more beautiful. Written by hands that see beyond your tears and hold your future in love. Pain is never meaningless, even when it feels overwhelming and unfair. She was perfect, at least in the eyes of those who knew her. And yet the universe said no. Doors closed, dreams dissolved, and the life she envisioned slipped away like sand through her fingers. But beneath the surface of that heartbreak lies a profound truth. A pain often carries a spiritual purpose far greater than we can see in the moment. When the universe rejects what seems perfect, it is not always a punishment. Sometimes, it is a redirection. The soul's journey is not always linear or comfortable. It is a spiral moving deeper into understanding, healing, and growth. The pain she experienced was not the end of her story. It was a sacred invitation to awaken to a higher purpose. Pain exposes what we cannot see in the light of day. It reveals the cracks in our armor and the parts of ourselves we might have hidden even from our own eyes. She learned that perfection does not mean invulnerability. Instead, it means courage. Courage to face the brokenness within and to walk through it with faith. Every tear she shed, every question she asked in the silence, was part of a spiritual unfolding. The universe's no was a powerful teacher, forcing her to confront what truly mattered. It stripped away illusions and invited her into a deeper relationship with the divine, a relationship not built on control or certainty, but on trust and surrender. There is a story of a woman who lost everything yet found her true calling through her pain. She was once shattered by rejection, discovered that her suffering connected her to others in profound ways. Her brokenness became a bridge, allowing her to heal not only herself but those around her. This is the spiritual purpose in pain. It softens the heart, expands empathy, and transforms personal wounds into wells of compassion. She realized that the universe's refusal was not a sign of failure, but a call to grow beyond what she thought possible. Divine healing began when she stopped resisting and started listening to the quiet voice within that said, "Who speak the word, Lord?" Those words became her lifeline, reminding her that healing is not always instant, but it is always powerful. Pain with spiritual purpose teaches resilience. It builds a foundation that no external circumstance can shake. When she embraced her pain as part of her sacred path, she found strength she never knew she had. The universe's no became a sacred yes, a yes to transformation, to deeper faith, and to a destiny shaped by divine wisdom rather than human expectation. If you find yourself in a place of rejection or heartbreak, remember your pain is not wasted. It is charged with spiritual meaning. It is a call to rise, to seek healing, and to trust in the unseen. The perfect girl denied by the universe is not lost. She is being prepared for something greater than she ever imagined. Let your pain be your teacher. Let awaken your spirit, and when the weight feels unbearable, turn to the divine and say, "You speak the word, Lord." In that surrender, you will find the power to heal, to grow, and to embrace your spiritual purpose. The universe may say no, but the divine says yes. Yes to your healing, yes to your transformation, and yes to the beautiful journey that lies ahead. Pain is never the end. It is the beginning of a deeper story, written with hope, faith, and unbreakable resilience. There is a profound and often painful truth many of us faces sometimes. Despite our best efforts, despite being perfect, in every way the answer we receive is no. The universe closes doors, dreams fade, and plans unravel. We cry out in confusion and despair, wondering why God would say no when everything seemed so right. But this no is not rejection, it is redirection. It is a divine pause that holds within it a deeper wisdom than we can immediately understand. She was perfect, not flawless, but beautifully whole in her intentions, her love, her faith. Yet the universe said no. The life she imagined, the love she hoped for, the peace she longed to find, all seemed denied. And in that moment of silence and seeming abandonment, she faced a choice to surrender to despair or to trust in a power greater than herself. When God says no, it is never a closed door but a sacred boundary set with purpose. It is the divine hand guiding us away from what may seem desirable, but is not meant for our ultimate good. Sometimes the path we see is only a shadow of the greater journey ahead, and the no is the universe's way of protecting us from a fate we cannot yet see. The power of this divine no lies in what it teaches us about faith. Faith is not just belief when all is well, it is trust when the world falls apart. It is the courage to say, "I don't understand now, but I will believe anyway." It is a quiet strength that rises when the heart is broken and the future uncertain. She learned this truth through her suffering. When every plan failed, when love slipped through her fingers, she found herself whispering the words that would change everything. "Speak the word, Lord." In that prayer, she called forth a healing power beyond her understanding, a power that mends what is broken and redefines what is possible. Real-life stories echo this truth. Many great souls throughout history faced divine no's, moments when their dreams were deferred, when their hopes seemed crushed. Yet, those very moments became turning points, leading them to a destiny far greater than they had imagined. Their faith did not depend on easy answers, but on a deep knowing that God's timing and purpose surpass human understanding. When God says no, it is also an invitation to resilience. It asks us to stand firm, to cultivate inner strength, and to prepare for what is to come. The universe's no is not the end of the story. It is a chapter that calls for patience, trust, and growth. It teaches us that our worth is not tied to outcomes, but to the unshakable faith we carry within. If you find yourself in the place of, "She was perfect, but the universe said no," remember this. The no you face today is not a verdict on your life, but a step on your journey. It is a divine message wrapped in mystery, asking you to wait, to grow, and to lean into the power of healing. Speak the word, Lord. Let this be your anchor. Let it be the spark that ignites your hope and resilience. Because when God says no, it is never out of rejection or absence, but out of a love so deep that it leads you to something far beyond what you can see. Trust in the unseen. Believe in the power that heals and transforms. Know that your story is still unfolding, and that no from the universe can stop the divine purpose written on your soul. Rejection is one of the hardest realities to face, especially when you feel you have given everything, your heart, your effort, your very self, and still the answer is no. She was perfect, or so it seemed. She was devoted, kind and unwavering in her faith, yet the universe said no. It rejected her dreams, her plans, her hopes for love and fulfillment. But within rejection lies a powerful seed, the seed of resilience. Resilience is not simply about enduring pain, it is about transforming that pain into strength. It is the capacity to rise after every fall, to keep moving forward even when the path is shrouded in darkness. She learned this the hard way, as the universe closed doors and hopes dimmed. Each rejection was like a heavy stone pressing down, yet within her spirit, something refused to break. The process of resilience begins in the heart's response to rejection. Instead of allowing despair to consume her, she chose faith. She embraced the truth that rejection is not a verdict on her worth or potential, but a part of a larger divine plan. This understanding gave her the strength to say, "Speak the word, Lord," calling on a power beyond herself to heal and guide her. Resilience through rejection means looking beyond the immediate no, to see what is being offered in its place, a hidden lesson, a new direction, a deeper understanding. She realized that each rejection was shaping her in ways success never could. It refined her character, tested her faith, and expanded her capacity for empathy and grace. Stories abound of those who faced rejection yet found in it the fuel for their greatest achievements. Rejection can feel like the universe's way of closing the door, but often it is redirecting us toward a door that opens to a greater purpose. She was learning that perfection in this world does not guarantee an easy journey. The universe's no was a crucible forging her resilience. Her resilience was not built overnight. It was forged in moments of quiet surrender and persistent hope. When every plan fell apart, she chose to trust the divine timing, knowing that healing comes when the soul is ready. This trust allowed her to move forward without bitterness, turning rejection into a powerful catalyst for growth. If you have faced rejection and feel lost or broken, remember her story. Know that resilience is within you too. It starts with the choice to believe that rejection is not the end but a beginning. It grows with every act of faith, every whispered prayer, and every moment you decide to rise again. Say with her, "Speak the word, Lord." Let this be your mantra in moments of doubt. Let it remind you that divine healing is possible, that your worth is not defined by rejection, and that resilience is the bridge from despair to hope. Rejection does not diminish your value. It reveals the strength of your spirit. It prepares you for the greater story that is yet to be written. And in this journey, resilience becomes your greatest victory, transforming every no into a stepping stone toward the life and purpose waiting for you beyond the pain. She was perfect in so many ways, kind, devoted, full of dreams and faith. Yet, despite all her efforts, despite the purity of her heart, the universe said no. Doors she thought would open remained firmly shut. Plans she believed were meant to be dissolved into the ether. In that moment, confusion and pain threatened to overwhelm her. But through the darkness, a powerful truth began to dawn: God's timing, not mine. This realization is both humbling and liberating. We live in a world that demands immediacy. We want answers now, results now, healing now. When our prayers seem unanswered, when the universe denies what we desire, it's easy to feel forgotten, to question our worth. But God's timing is never about delay or punishment. It is about perfect orchestration beyond human understanding. She came to understand that her perception of time was limited, but the divine timeline stretched far beyond her sight. What she believed to be the right moment was only a fragment of a much larger story unfolding. The universe's no was not a rejection of her perfection or her dreams. It was a sacred pause, a space for preparation, growth, and deeper faith. When God's timing is at work, healing happens not always on our schedule, but on a timetable that ensures the deepest restoration. It is in this sacred time that divine healing power moves, quietly, surely, transforming what seems lost into something far more beautiful. She learned to surrender her impatience, to replace frustration with trust, and to embrace the waiting as part of her spiritual journey. Real life offers countless examples of this truth. The moments we consider setbacks, delays, or denials often serve as the hidden foundations of future breakthroughs. When God says no or not yet, it means something greater is being prepared, something more aligned with our true purpose, something that will bless us far beyond what we initially imagined. Her faith deepened as she whispered, "Speak the word, Lord," in the silence of waiting. This simple act became a powerful declaration of trust in divine timing. It reminded her that although the universe said no now, it was not the final word. Healing and transformation were coming, but in the perfect time, not hers. If you find yourself feeling lost, frustrated, or rejected, remember her story. Remember that God's timing is not a denial, but a divine arrangement. It's an invitation to trust, to grow, and to prepare for the blessings yet to come. Your pain and waiting are never wasted. They are part of the sacred process of becoming whole. Let go of the need to control the timeline. Instead, hold fast to faith. Speak the word she spoke. Speak the word, Lord. Let this prayer anchor your spirit as you wait. Trust that the universe's no is simply a divine yes waiting to be revealed. God's timing is perfect, even when it challenges our understanding. It is a powerful reminder that life's greatest blessings often come not when we want them, but when we are ready to receive them. And in that readiness, healing and hope blossom anew, guiding us to a future filled with promise, peace, and profound purpose. Emotional pain is one of the deepest wounds a person can carry. She was perfect, thoughtful, loving, and full of hope. Yet the universe said no. The dreams she held close were shattered, the love she believed in slipped away, and the future she envisioned was suddenly out of reach. In that vast emptiness of heartbreak, she faced a choice to be consumed by pain or to find a path toward healing. Healing from emotional pain is not a quick fix or a simple cure. It is a journey, a sacred process that requires patience, faith, and resilience. At first, the pain feels overwhelming, like a storm that never ends. But within that storm lies the seed of transformation. When she allowed herself to feel her pain fully, without judgment or avoidance, she began to touch the edges of healing. One of the most powerful steps in healing is surrender, letting go of the need to control, to understand, or to fix what has broken. She found this surrender in a quiet prayer, "Speak the word, Lord." In that moment, she invited divine healing power to enter her life, not as a magic eraser of pain, but as a gentle light illuminating the path forward. Healing emotional wounds means embracing vulnerability. It means acknowledging the hurt and grief instead of burying them. Through this openness, she discovered that her pain did not define her. It was part of her story, but not the whole story. She learned that healing is less about erasing the past and more about transforming it into wisdom and strength. Real-life experiences mirror this truth. Many who have faced deep rejection and heartbreak find that healing comes through connection, reaching out to others, sharing their story, and receiving support. Healing also comes through self-compassion, treating oneself with the same kindness she once freely gave to others but had denied herself. Emotional healing is also an act of faith. It is trusting that the pain, no matter how intense, will not last forever. It is believing in the power of divine healing to restore what was broken, not by undoing the past, but by creating something new and whole. This faith became her lifeline when the universe said no, reminding her that she was never alone and that healing was possible. She discovered that healing does not mean forgetting or pretending the pain never existed. Instead, it means integrating the pain into a greater understanding of herself and the world. It means emerging from the heartbreak with a heart expanded by empathy, resilience, and hope. If you are carrying emotional pain today, know that healing is within your reach. It starts with one step, one moment of surrender, one prayer whispered in the dark, one choice to believe that your brokenness can become your strength. Speak the word, Lord. Let these words be a beacon guiding you through the storm. The universe may have said no to the life she wanted, but divine healing power says yes to restoration, renewal, and new beginnings. Healing from emotional pain is not just possible, it is your birthright. Embrace the journey, hold fast to faith, and allow the divine to transform your pain into a story of hope, courage, and unshakable peace. Pain is a powerful teacher, often arriving uninvited and leaving us broken and questioning. She was perfect, wholehearted, kind, faithful, and yet the universe said no. That no echoed through her life like a thunderclap, shutting down dreams she thought were meant to be. But within that no lies an extraordinary truth. Pain can be transformed into purpose. Turning pain into purpose is not about denying the hurt or rushing past grief. It's about embracing the brokenness as a necessary part of the journey toward meaning and growth. She faced rejection that could have defeated her, but instead, she chose to let her pain shape her, not define her. Pain, especially when it comes unexpectedly to someone who seems perfect, carries a spiritual invitation. It calls us to dig deeper, to find the lessons hidden beneath the suffering, and to trust that the universe's no is actually a divine yes to something greater. When she whispered, "Speak the word, Lord," she opened herself to a power beyond human understanding, a power that transforms wounds into wells of strength. Real-life stories of triumph echo this truth. Many who have faced rejection, loss, or heartbreak have found that their deepest pain became the foundation for their greatest impact. Pain awakened a passion within them to help others, to speak truth, and to live with intention. In turning pain into purpose, she discovered a new calling, one born not from perfection, but from resilience and faith. Purpose gives pain a direction. Instead of aimless suffering, pain becomes a fuel for growth and transformation. It inspires acts of kindness, moments of courage, and a commitment to live authentically. For her, the universe's no was a nudge to look inward and beyond, to listen for the divine guidance that would lead her to a higher purpose. The process of transforming pain into purpose requires faith. Faith that every closed door is opening a path to something better. Faith that divine healing power is at work even when we cannot see it. It also requires patience and courage to keep moving forward when the way is unclear. If you find yourself in a place where life has said no, remember her story. Know that your pain is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a powerful transformation. Speak the word, Lord. Let these words be your beacon, guiding you through the darkness toward the purpose waiting to be revealed. Turning pain into purpose is the alchemy of the soul. It is the divine process that takes what was broken and makes it whole in a new way. It is a reminder that even when the universe says no, the divine says yes to your healing, your growth, and your destiny. Embrace your pain, let it teach you, let it fuel you, and trust that your purpose, born from the depths of your struggle, will shine as a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and divine healing.